Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi's visit with the Pope and the ensuing photo op have caused confusion among many Catholics as to what the Church actually teaches on life and whether or not that teaching has changed. Here now with his thoughts on the matter is the Archbishop of San Francisco, Speaker Pelosi's home diocese, Salvatore Cordileone. Archbishop, thank you for being here. I need to ask you now about this meeting between the Pope and Speaker Pelosi. As you know, it comes on the heels of the most sweeping abortion bill really ever to pass through the Congress, which Speaker Pelosi not only championed but led. Your reaction when you saw the images of this meeting?
My reaction is more to people who are getting the impression that somehow this is a signal that the Church is letting up on its teaching about the sanctity of human life in the womb, especially Pope Francis, who has spoken very strongly about this. That's the thing that's bothering me the most. You know, popes meet with world leaders all the time, all kinds of different world leaders who have different things in their background, maybe opposing values, but they meet with them anyway. They apparently spoke about certain other issues that are of great importance. I'm one of the many bishops who have emphasized that abortion is the preeminent issue, but preeminent does not mean only. There are other issues that are of importance as well. So I don't know the background of this meeting, how it came about, but I do know the popes regularly meet with world leaders. I was in Rome in the 1980s. I recall when Pope John Paul II met with Kurt Waldheim, who was the president of Austria at the time. It was shortly after some allegations came forward about his involvement as a German army officer in World War II and deportations of Jews to death camps and reprisals against Yugoslavian partisans. And so there was some controversy over that, but he met with him anyway. So I think it's perfectly understandable the Pope would meet with prominent world leaders when they are in Rome.
Well, look, let's lay all our cards on the table. Pope Benedict met with Nancy Pelosi many years ago. He did not allow photos to be released of that visit, and then he quickly issued a statement saying, "We spoke about the value of human life and the obligation of legislators to defend human life." That did not happen this time out. That photo went out to the world, and it looks like the Pope and Nancy Pelosi are simpatico, and frankly, you're on the wrong side of the Church, Archbishop. That's what a lot of people took away from it.
Well, they may take it away from there, but again, Pope Francis could not be clearer in his condemnation of abortion, and that's what the Church has always taught. The Church recognizes the innate human dignity of every human life from conception to natural death. And so we're certainly all true believing Catholics hold that. Her position on abortion is very problematic. That's why I'm inviting people to participate in the Rose and Rosary for Nancy campaign, asking people to pray a rosary once a week and to fast on Fridays for her. She loves her Catholic faith, but there's a real disconnect on this issue for the conversion of her maternal heart. People can sign the petition at benedictinstitute.org, and if they do and make that commitment, we'll send her a rose as a simple symbol of their prayer and sacrifice.
And I know you've had thousands and thousands of people sign up for that. The images of that visit, Archbishop, do they send the message? I had some emails this week into our show box, and they said this seems to send the message that you can advance abortion on demand, defy your bishop, and still be a Catholic in good standing. Did it?
The Pope has to use his own discretion as to what issues to address when he meets with world leaders. I don't understand how popes make those decisions, but like I said, many issues are of importance, and Pope Francis had his reasons for speaking about the issues that he did with her, and I'm not going to second guess that. Again, he's been very clear in his teaching on this issue, and it would be wrong to infer that somehow this is giving Speaker Pelosi a pass on the abortion issue.
What do you make of the announced meeting, announced today, between the Pope and President Biden, which will come at the end of the month? And some are suggesting that this could be a way to blunt the bishop's discussions of Eucharistic coherence, who may or may not receive the Eucharist, which is coming up in November. Your thoughts?
We'll see what happens. It's certainly a normal thing for the Pope to meet with the President of the United States when the President is in Rome. That's kind of standard procedure. So it shouldn't come as a surprise. In fact, I think it would come as a surprise if the Pope refused to meet with him if he were in Rome and asked for a meeting and refused to meet with him. So I don't think the fact of the meeting in and of itself is sending a signal that somehow the bishops are off on this teaching about Eucharistic coherence. After all, we are taking some of our inspiration for this from the Apartacida document back in 2007 that then Archbishop Cardinal Bergoglio helped to draft and was a big promoter of, which speaks very explicitly. In fact, we get this term Eucharistic coherence from that document. And it speaks about Catholics in political life and in government and in healthcare, that if they're promoting grave evils that are attacks on human dignity, mentioning specifically abortion and euthanasia, that they are to refrain from receiving Holy Communion because it would be inconsistent, incoherent. We're taking inspiration from that. And again, the then Cardinal Bergoglio was one of the big promoters of that. So again, I would caution people to jump to conclusions as to what this meeting means and kind of drawing inferences that likely are not there.
Archbishop Salvatore Cordileone, thank you so much for your time today. For more information on that Rose and Rosary for Nancy campaign that the Archbishop mentioned, you can go to benedictinstitute.org. Thank you again, Your Excellency.
You're welcome.